Okay, so today we're going to go over 3 keys that will move you from A to B. And it's very important to understand that these 3 keys are just simply in position to propel you to the next level. Now, there are other parts to this I'll get into in other videos later, but let's start with these 3 keys. Now, the first key is you making a decision about what it is you're looking to accomplish. What's your goal? Now, when you think about your goal, what's motivating the goal? What's motivating you to make that decision? That's so important, because the key to you having true success when you're making a decision, a life decision about going after your passion, going after your craft. The major key is not just the decision you're making, it's how you feel about the decision you're making. Key number 2, recognize how you feel about the decision you're making. Now, I know, trust me, why do you have to think about how you feel about the decision you're making? And I'm going to get into that and explain why that's so very vital. And we're going to put all this together in just a second. But I'll let you know this. When you're making a decision, your mind is always interacting with your consciousness. Your consciousness is always interacting with your spirit. And your spirit is always looking to see how you feel about a decision you're making. Your decisions are based on emotions. Your emotions are based on the thoughts you have. Therefore, if you're thinking about something, it doesn't manifest unless your thought aligns with how your spirit is feeling emotionally about the thought. So, if you internally really don't believe you deserve the thing you're thinking about, it doesn't manifest. It's just what it is, a thought. That's the difference between fantasy and reality. The thought that you really feel strongly about, you feel really passionate about, you feel connected to, that is a destiny thought. The thoughts that you are trivial on, that you have no emotion or really don't believe it's a reality or it will ever come to fruition, or you feel you're not worthy of it, it is what it is, a fantasy thought. Now, everything in this world started with a thought. What made them reality is how the person felt about the thought that started to manifest the action steps that turned them into reality. That same thing applies when you are drawing the right people in your life, right? So if you're thinking about a change in your life and you want to attract the right people, guess what? How do you feel about the people you want in your life? And instantly, if you feel you really want to change your circle, you will draw the right people to you. It's that simple, but it's based on how you feel about it emotionally. Now, I'm going to do another video that's going to break down exactly how you tie all this in and some action steps and exercises you should do to start moving you even further to another level. Step number 3, write it down. I can't stress this one enough because I found it to be a universal truth. So let me say it, never forget this. Nothing is real until you write it down. The question is, why would I say that? Why is nothing real until you write it down? Well, have you ever noticed you retain a memory more on the things you write down than on the things you see or just simply hear? When I would study for a test, the best way for me, and I'm a guy with photographic memory, so the best way for me to retain information was not only to hear it, it wasn't enough to just see it, I had to write it down. And I learned quickly that the more I would write down the information, the more I focused on what I was writing. The more I focused on what I was writing, the stronger retention of it I held on to. Now, when you're writing stuff down, remember, let's be clear. You're writing down the things that are in alignment with the decision you're making and about how you feel about the choice you're making. So when you're writing down your choice, it must be written down based again on how you feel about it emotionally. As you're writing these things down, you must also remember to put into detail the things that's surrounding your world about your decision. Well, let me give you an example. If you say what you want to be or do is a performer, whether that's a singer, dancer, it doesn't matter. We'll call it performer. Let's say that's what you want to do or want to be. Well, you've made the decision. You've checked yourself on how you feel about it emotionally. Do you deserve this? Do you really feel worthy of this type of accomplishment? Is it a burning passion in you? Is this something you long to do? If yes, guess what? You're in alignment. Your decision is not just a fantasy. It's in alignment with your destiny. It's a destiny thought. Now it's going to start manifesting, right? That means that the right people are going to start coming into your life and you're going to start interacting in that field. You're going to take the necessary action steps. And it's almost like the old saying says, right? And I remember a buddy reminded me of this saying, and it says, when the student is ready, the teacher appears. That couldn't be more true. Now, when you're writing it down, you must always keep that emotion that you have about the decision in your writing. So as you're writing down the details, and again, I'll give you the example. If you want to be a performer, you need to write in detail how you see yourself, not now, but in the future. But you have to write your future now. So for example, you're going to write how you see yourself performing, who you're around performing, what your environment is like while you're performing, down to the detail of the smell in the atmosphere, down to the detail of how many people were in the audience. I know this sounds crazy. Trust me, it's true. The more detailed and vivid you are about your decision, your passion decision, or your passion thought or destiny thought, the more you write that information down, guess what? The clearer the manifestation becomes. And the clearer the manifestation becomes, the more powerful the manifestation becomes. So this is key. And it all starts with a vision. You have to have vision. And we'll get into vision in a whole nother video, I promise you. And these are the 3 keys. Let's go over them one more time really quickly. Making a decision. Key number 1. Key number 2, your emotions. How do you feel about the decision you're making? Do you really think you're worthy of it? Is it a passion? Is it something burning inside of you? Something you've been longing to do? Number 3, write it down. This is so vital. Nothing's real unless you write it down. And when you take these 3 things and take the 3 steps that I explained here and combine them, then what happens is reticular activation. Reticular activation will draw your attention to those things that you are, or should I say, will draw your attention to the 5 major things that's most important to you in your life right now based on the decisions you've made today. And so we'll get into that in another video too. Listen, I'm done. These are the 3 keys for today. I hope you got something out of them. I hope it even made sense to you. But if it didn't, I'll break this down in another video later. And it's just so much information I want to share with you. But guys, take this and I hope it bless you. I hope you got something out of this. That's it for now. I'll see you later. God bless you.